Good evening, children. Welcome to the new chapter, Coordinate Geometry. Coordinate geometry is not the new concept. It's a new chapter here. The concept you have studied in your earlier class regarding representation of the numbers on the number line as well as on the Cartesian plane. Okay. Good evening to you all. Yes. Come on. Let us have the class. Now here, instead of writing anything, just listen the explanation. Because I think you have seen the worksheet what I said is nothing is there. What and all I will explain based on the question is there. So now explanation you have to listen carefully, and what I am going to write it on the board you have to observe properly. Then only it is clear. It's very simple and small chapter. Is it clear? So now we'll come to the chapter name, coordinate geometry, coordinate axis. That means in the number system we have learned how to represent irrational numbers, rational numbers on the number line in the earlier class and present classes. Number line consists of the right side positive value, left side negative, separated by a point O. From that we have to arrange it as in positive numbers, negative numbers. Suppose two number lines are placed perpendicular to each other like this. When two number lines are placed perpendicular to each other, that means angle between the x o x dash y o y dash is perpendicular 90 degree. Then here comes the plane called Cartesian plane. It is a famous mathematician name. They named after the mathematician, that is Rene Cartesian plane. We have the right side positive, above positive values, left side negative, down negative values. So when we place two number lines perpendicular to each other, x o x dash, y o y dash, here comes four partitions. Each part we call it as quadrant. Quadrant means 1/4 of the circle. Like that here we name it as quadrant. So first quadrant, second quadrant, third quadrant, fourth quadrant. Along x-axis you have positive value and negative value. Y-axis again you have positive values and negative values. So the numbers we are going to place it in an order according to the sign. Then how to recall the sign here? That is the right side positive value, top positive value, then y point and x point together. Suppose if I locate 3, 2 here, point P is having 3, 2. Then we say that 3 is x coordinate, 2 is y coordinate. It's a new term here, x coordinate. X coordinate is the perpendicular distance from the y-axis to the right side or to the left side. Y coordinate is the perpendicular distance from x-axis to above or below. It's clear? X coordinate is the perpendicular distance from y-axis. Y coordinate is the perpendicular distance from x-axis. So 3, 2 represent the first number x coordinate, second number y coordinate. Note on the sign here, both the orders are positive. That means the sign of the first quadrant is plus plus. Why it is plus plus? Right side positive, above positive, both the axes having the positive values, so the order pair is plus plus. So the first quadrant has the point with the sign plus plus. The x-axis is also called abscissa. Y-axis ordinate, x coordinate, y coordinate as abscissa ordinate. Having the first quadrant consists plus plus, positive positive sign. Coming to the second, you have left of the x-axis, it is negative, top is positive. So the point here we name it as minus 2 means if I take here q, minus 2 minus plus 2. So this is second quadrant, this is first quadrant. Sign on the second quadrant is minus plus. This I have located here, minus plus. Coming to the third quadrant, here it is we are moving in a anti-clockwise. First quadrant, second quadrant, third quadrant, then later fourth quadrant. Here negative of x-axis, negative of y-axis. Suppose if you want to locate 3 comma 3, that is minus 3 comma 3, it lies in the third quadrant with both the signs abscissa and ordinate or negative. You may get the question, which quadrant has negative, both negative abscissa and ordinate? That is in the third quadrant. In the second quadrant, abscissa is negative, ordinate is positive. In the first quadrant, abscissa is positive, ordinate is also positive. Coming to the fourth quadrant, this is fourth quadrant. Suppose if you want to locate 5 comma 1, 5 comma 1. So it is right side positive, down it is negative axis. So the sign on the fourth quadrant is plus minus. Sign on the first quadrant is plus plus, second quadrant is minus plus, third quadrant is minus minus, and the fourth quadrant is plus minus. Like this we place or locate the order pairs on a Cartesian plane. Why it is order pair is a question. Every time I will use this order. The order pair. Pair means two set numbers. That is one set of number. One pair means two numbers. So always the first number of the order pair is representing x coordinate and the second number is y coordinate. So we represent any point as x comma y as an order pair. X coordinate, y coordinate. So now without actually placing or plotting it on the quadrant through a graph, we can easily identify where exactly the given point lies, to which quadrant it lies. So after knowing the first quadrant, second quadrant, third quadrant, fourth quadrant with their respective sign, now we'll have the general condition of point on x-axis, point on y-axis. That is, point on x-axis means you have positive, on x-axis means we have x comma 0. That is, the point 5 here represent as 5 comma 0. That means x coordinate is 5, y coordinate is 0. Because there is no perpendicular distance from the 0 position, it lies on the x-axis only. Suppose if it is in the left side, then we have minus 5, 0. So the point on the x-axis is x comma 0. The equation of the point, the order pair of the point, equation will come when we go for the linear equation. Now here the order pair of the point on the x-axis is x comma 0, where x represent x coordinate or abscissa, 0 because there is no position changes from the axis itself, so it is 0. Then the point on y-axis, we just move, this is x-axis. If I take this point, we write it as 0, comma 2, where x coordinate and y coordinates are representing as 0 and 2. Why it is 0? There is no position for the x coordinate value. It's the perpendicular distance from the y-axis. As there is no position to the x coordinate, it is 0. And for the y coordinate, it is the distance from the x-axis. It is moved 2 points further. So it is 0, comma 2. In general, we write point on y-axis is 0, comma y. Here 0, comma minus 5. It's the reflection. 0, comma minus 5. Point on x-axis, x, comma 0, minus x, comma 0. Point on y-axis is 0, comma y, 0, comma minus 5. You cannot guess that x, comma 0, y, comma 0. Because when it is on y-axis, the x coordinate is 0. When it is on x-axis, y coordinate is 0. Then let us come to the next point, the point of intersection of the two axes. When we place the number lines perpendicular to each other, here comes the point O, which is common for both the axes. X-axis, XO, X dash, YO, Y dash. Here, the order pair of the point O, origin, we call this point as origin. How do you define origin? When two number lines are placed perpendicular to each other, the point of intersection of the two axes is origin. The order pair or the coordinates of point at origin is always 0, comma 0, because neither x coordinate or y coordinate has the perpendicular distance. The order pair at the origin is 0, comma 0. The order pair on the x-axis is x, comma 0 or minus x, comma 0. The order pair along the y-axis is 0, comma y or 0, comma minus y. So together we have the framed part as when two perpendiculars are, that is when number lines are placed perpendicular to each other with the axis x, o, x dash. When we call only this, it is x-axis, this is y-axis. The plural form of axis is axis. So when two axes are perpendicular, here comes the four parts. Each part is called the quadrant. First quadrant, second quadrant, third quadrant and fourth quadrant. First quadrant has the sign plus plus, second quadrant has the sign minus plus, third quadrant has the sign minus minus, fourth quadrant has the sign plus minus. The point on x-axis has the sign plus 0, that is the order pair along the x-axis is x, comma 0 or minus x, comma 0. Point on y-axis has the order pair 0, comma y or 0, comma minus y, and the order pair at the point of intersection of the two axes, we call it as origin. It is 0, comma 0. I hope it is clear for you all. Now the question is how to locate the points, the given points on a Cartesian plane. So now in the beginning, let us use your paper, plain paper only. Further, for getting the figures of different plane figures, joining them in order, we require the graph sheet. For today's class, we use only the plain sheets, drawing the lines perpendicular to each other. Okay, get ready in your book. Two axes x, o, x dash, y, o, y dash perpendicular to each other. Then we will have the problems on them. That is, after locating the points on the Cartesian plane, we can identify to which quadrant or vice versa, identify to which quadrant it lies. We can plot those points on a Cartesian plane. So get ready in your book also, drawing perpendicular lines, that is XO, X dash and YO, Y dash, X, X dash. When I put another line perpendicular, that is y-axis like this, it is y, o, y dash. Now locate the point plus 1, plus 2, plus 3, 4, 5. Minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4. You should have the equal distance. Selecting 1 centimeter or 1 inch also you can take, but uniformly you locate the points along x-axis as well as along y-axis. It is plus 1, plus 2, plus 3, plus 4, plus 5, plus 6, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5. So now the question, the same type of question I have given in the worksheet. Later you can answer. Now listen, observe. Later you can use the worksheet. Two set of worksheets I have given. We can have the discussion of fill up the blanks at the end. Now I'll give the points. Plot the following points. First point A 2, 3. Second point B 4, minus 1. Third point C 5, 5. Fourth point D minus 2, minus 2. Fifth, you will have 3 minus. Let us take only 5 points. So now by seeing the points with their sign, we can easily guess to which quadrant it lies. The first point A 2, 3 consisting both positive plus plus x coordinate plus y coordinate is also plus, so we can easily guess that it lies in the first quadrant. Coming to the second one, it is plus minus, so it lies in the fourth quadrant. Third one, both are positive, it lies in the first quadrant. Then let us change this point, okay, because second quadrant point I didn't insert here. Now the point D, both are negative, that means it lies in the third quadrant. Fourth one, negative plus, so it lies in the second quadrant. So what we have taken, to which quadrant it lies, let us verify this by plotting it on the Cartesian plane. I think you are all ready with the drawing of the perpendicular lines on your book. Now take one by one point. After locating the point, join by drawing them the perpendicular line to the x-axis and y-axis. I will show you how to proceed also. So for example, if I take point 2, 3, so 2 represent x coordinate. X coordinate means it is a perpendicular distance from the y-axis. So we are moving positive 2, so 1, 2. Then it is 3. So perpendicular distance from the x-axis is y coordinate. Count to 3. Here comes the point. Name this point. Now join it by a dotted line. Is it clear for you all? You also join using scale and pencil, and later name the point as A and write its order pair as 2, 3. That means point A is 2 units from the y-axis, 3 units from the x-axis. The x coordinate is 2, y coordinate is 3. The axis is 2, ordinate is 3. Is it clear? You all done? After that, we'll move on to the second point, that is 4 comma minus 1. Again, 4 comma minus 1 having x coordinate positive, y coordinate negative, lie in the fourth quadrant. You have to show whether it lie in the fourth quadrant or not. That is 4 moving positive 1, 2, 3, 4. Negative is there, you have to come to down part. Name the point as 4 comma minus 1. Draw the perpendiculars using a dotted line with patience. Okay, join from here also, so that we are showing the position of the point B on the fourth quadrant. What we have mentioned, it is satisfying here. The second point B 4 comma minus 1 is in the fourth quadrant because it has the sign plus minus. Coming to the next point, it is 5 comma 5. As we know that if the order pair has both positive, it lie in the first quadrant. So let us locate 5 comma 5. 5 towards right, 5 towards up. You will have the position here. Name the point as 5 comma 5. Now join it by scale and pencil by a dotted line. You can use the color pencil also to highlight your answer, to highlight the points, the position in the different quadrants. Here comes the joining of the point C, which lie in the first quadrant itself. That is, we are making use of the rectangular boxes, drawing the perpendiculars from the point to the x-axis and y-axis. The perpendicular distance from the y-axis is x coordinate. The perpendicular distance from the x-axis is y coordinate. So we call x coordinate as abscissa, y coordinate as ordinate. Is it clear? Move on to the fourth point. Here fourth point showing both negative. So 2 in the left side, 2 down towards, you will have the point here. Here you write minus 2, minus 2. As we mentioned earlier, both the points are negative, so it lies in the third quadrant. Next is point E, minus 3, 2. It should lie in the second quadrant. Minus 3, 2. This is how we can verify the quadrant which we mentioned to the given points by plotting the same points on a Cartesian plane, whether it is representing suitable quadrant points only. I hope you are clear with this. Show me your answer by showing the thumbs up so that I move on to the next part. Is it clear for you all? Okay. Now instead of getting the point which are lying on the quadrants, now I'll prefer giving the points which are on the axis, x-axis or y-axis. So again another set of points we consider. Locate them after mentioning to which axis it belongs. Then same thing you have to plot it on the Cartesian plane. Take another set of points. Point P 4 comma 0 point Q, 0 comma minus 4 point R, 0 comma 0 point S, 2 comma minus 2 comma 0, and then T 0 comma 7, or I will take 3. Here I have taken the points which are lying on either on x-axis or on y-axis. They are the points, and we know that the order pair of the point at origin is 0, 0. Along x-axis is either x comma 0 or minus x comma 0. Along y-axis it is 0 comma y or 0 comma minus y. So we know by seeing the point P we can guess that 4 comma 0 is on positive x-axis on the right side of the origin, positive x-axis. Second one, 0 comma minus 4 below the x-axis, that is along the y-axis, below y-axis, negative y-axis. Then 0 comma 0, it is at the origin. Origin is the point of intersection of the two axes, axis. Then minus 2, 0, negative x-axis, 0, 3, positive y-axis. Now it is clear. Let us plot these points on a Cartesian plane. That is, take the points, what is given, and try to show that representing it on x-axis or y-axis. Take 1, 2, 3, 4, minus 1, minus 2. Just observe, you have to put the equal marking, positive, negative, using scale. You have to put the mark. Don't take too much time for the marking itself. Within a proper time you can have the marking points. Now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5. Now coming to the first one, 4 comma 0. 4 comma 0 lie on the x-axis, along the x-axis. So 4 comma 0, name this point P 4 comma 0. You can use the graph paper also, students. You can use. Now in the beginning I am showing because many may not get the graph sheets at present. That is the reason I am asking you to plot it in your notebook only. The what assignment sheet, worksheet I given, to that you try to answer using the graph. But graph means you have to take individual set of graph and paste it on the book. For assignment sheet also you can paste it. Don't pin up it, you have to paste the graph sheets. Next, 0 minus 4. 0 minus 4 comes to the negative y-axis. Name it as Q 0 minus 4. 0 represent x coordinate, y represent minus 4. Since it is minus 4, you have to locate below x-axis, that is negative x-axis. 0, 0. We already know the coordinates of the origin. Origin is a place where we have the point of intersection of the two axes. So it is 0 comma 0. Minus 2, 0. Negative. Negative means we will take it as a negative axis. So you have minus 2, 0. Name it as S and write minus 2, 0. You can underline that border also from the x-axis and y-axis to highlight the point, position of the point like this. You can underline this either using color pencil, not with the sketch pen. Using color pencil you can highlight like this, so that we can say that order pair with 0 shows either it lie in the x-axis or along the y-axis, because the order pair along the x-axis is x0, along y-axis is 0, y. Now coming to 0, 3. 0, 3 here, highlight it and name the point as T 0, comma. The alternate way of giving the question is, they will give the graph with the order pair mentioning. You have to identify the point which is satisfying. That is one of the question, example question, it is in the given textbook. Here we can show that with a few points by locating it along the x in the quadrant or along the x or y axis. Is it clear? Go through it once. Okay, shall I move on to the next question? Now, I'll give another set of points. You have to locate it in order, joining them in order, and mention which figure it represents. Okay, take the question. Plot the points. Plot the points 2, 0. It's not in the worksheet. B 5, 0. And then C 5, 3. And D 2, 3. Join them in order. Name the figure so formed. Also shade the figure formed. These are the conditions. First is you have to locate these points on the Cartesian plane. After joining A, B, C, D, you have to identify the figure. It may be a rectangle, it may be a square or a parallelogram, depending on the shape of the figure. Then shade the region. This question consists in 3 different steps. First step is to locating points on the number line, joining them in the order, shade them within the region it bounds. Okay. So now let us take the Cartesian plane by drawing the 2 axes perpendicular to each other. If you learn this chapter very well, then the linear equation in 2 variable, you can use this concept of plotting of the points on a graph. Is clear? Take the order pairs by plotting the axes perpendicular to each other. Okay. Always name the axis x, o, x dash, y, o, y dash. So now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Name positive. Next, there is no negative value, so we consider only positive. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. 5, 0. First one is 2, 0. It is on the x-axis. Name the point as 2, comma 0. First point here is A, 2, comma 0. Then 5, 0. Count 5 and name this point B, 5, comma 0. Then C, 5, 3. 5, 3 means the y coordinate. It is moving perpendicular distance. So this is the position of C, 5, comma 3. Then 2, 3 along the point here. It is D, 2, comma 3. Now join them in order. A to B, B to C, C to D. Just check out which figure you will get. Name the figure so formed and also shade the region bounded by these points. This is the figure. What name figure you can give for this figure? It is a square. It is a square. ABCD is a square formed by joining the given points in order. Is clear? So the same position I have kept, there is no changes here. Just to go through this properly. I cannot move the chairs. Try to adjust the figure. Is it clear now? Can you see the figure properly now? Okay. Next question. That is, this question consists of the point, plot the following points, join them in order, name the figures so formed, and shade the region. All those concepts we did. Okay. Coming to the next question. Here. Plot the points and check whether these are collinear or not. Collinear points means all should be in the same straight line. They have given the set of points, that is point A 2, minus 4, point B 3, minus 6, point C minus 1, 2. These points, after plotting it on the number line, we have to check whether the points are collinear or not. So the points are said to be collinear if they all lie on the same straight line. That we can do by plotting the points on the Cartesian plane. Try to plot it and check out whether the points are collinear or not. Come on. X, as usual, name the axis, Y, O, Y dash. So before plotting, you check how much points you have to elaborate, both horizontally and vertically. The maximum is -4 along the y axis. So plus 1, plus 2, plus 3, then minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, then minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5, minus 6, maximum minus 6. Now after getting the skeleton figure of the Cartesian plane, here comes the plotting of the points. The first point is 2 comma minus 4. 2 comma minus 4, this is the position. Name it as 2 comma minus 4. 3 comma minus 6. 3 comma minus 6. 3 comma 6, right? 3 comma minus 6. Then minus 1, 2. Minus 1, 2. Now join them and check out they are on the same straight line. Yes or no, tell me your answer. Does it pass through all the points and all the order pairs are on the same straight line? Then we can guess, yes, the points are collinear, otherwise they are not. You can't see. How come I manage here? It is as usual classroom. There is no changes here. Just see. Can you see now? Is it clear? Okay. Go through that. Can you see? Next. I'll move on to the next question. Okay. Plot the points in a Cartesian plane, join them and name the type of the triangle so formed is the question. That means I'll give the points to be plotted. The points are A 5 comma 5, B minus 5 comma 5, C is not given. Then they are given join AB, OA, OB. You have to join them in order AB, OA and OB, and you have to identify the type of the triangle. After seeing the figure, you can guess whether it is a equilateral triangle, right triangle, scalene triangle or isosceles triangle. Let us take the points. Can you see now? I am writing in the middle itself. Okay. So now with the marking you will have to plot the points plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. then minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5, and then here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There is no negative y-axis, just this much only. So we'll have the connection of the points 5, comma 5. 5, comma 5 means this is the position A, 5, comma 5. Then minus 5, comma 5. Minus 5, comma 5, B. So now the question is join AB, OA and OB. See the figure and name the figure. Name the type of the triangle. This is triangle, of course. You have to mention the type of the triangle so formed. What type of triangle is this? The triangle so formed is dash. Answer to the question. This triangle so formed is, yes, it is a triangle. What type of triangle is? It is a isosceles triangle. Very good. Isosceles triangle. Okay, next question. Here another question. Plot the points. They have mentioned the points to be plotted. Plot the points minus 3, comma 0, 5, comma 0 and 0, comma 4 on Cartesian plane. Name it as P, Q, R. Name the figure formed by joining these points and also find its area. Further, so far we used to shade the region so formed. Here, after plotting, you have to name the figure and also you have to calculate the area of the points bounded here. The region, you have to calculate the area. Okay, we'll have again the Cartesian plane perpendicular to each other, y-axis and x-axis. I hope everybody is doing in your notebook, either using graph, it is left to your convenience, or on your notebook itself. After drawing the axes perpendicular to each other, now mark the points. It is plus 1, plus 2, 3, 4, 5, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3. Okay, so now take the first point, that is P minus 3, comma 0. Minus 3, comma 0 lie on x-axis, negative x-axis. Minus 3, comma 0. Name it as P minus 3, comma 0. Then 5, comma 0. It is along the x-axis, positive x-axis. Name it as 5, comma 0. 0, comma 4. This is along y-axis 0, comma 4. Now join this. So the figure so formed is a triangle. We have to find out the area of this triangle. For the area, we consider this is the base and this is the height. So in the figure below you write area, this is P, Q and R. Area of triangle PQR. We know the formula, area of triangle equals half into base into height. So here half into base into height. Height on the Cartesian plane, we consider both negative and positive as the positive value only. So the base is 5 plus 3, it is 8. Half into 8 into altitude, height is 4. So it is plus 4. 2 4s are, so 16 square units or unit square. See the answer, square unit or unit square. Shade the region with the color pencil as a creative work, then calculate. Note down the point here. On a Cartesian plane, the distance is always positive on a number line. So whether it is negative also we consider under absolute value, it is plus only. Plus 3 plus 5 is 8. So the base distance is 8. And the perpendicular distance is 4. Half into base into height, you will get 16 unit square. Is clear? Share the region and then calculate its area. For tomorrow's class, get graph book or graph sheets. We'll have few more questions along with plotting of points. Today's work you have done in the book only, as a notebook only. With graph you can easily plot it and you can easily identify the positions on the Cartesian plane. Is it clear? Now we'll have the discussion of this paper. Only fill up the blanks first I will discuss. Remaining I think you can try to answer in your answer sheet as well as an assignment sheet. Here the point of intersection of the coordinate axis is, what is the answer? The point of intersection of the coordinate axis is, give me the answer. What is the answer? The point of intersection of coordinates, where the two axes intersects, what we call that point? It is a origin. Don't say 0. It is an origin. It is origin. Point of intersection. Then the abscissa and ordinate of the origin are. So the x coordinate and y coordinate at the origin are what? X coordinate and y coordinate at the origin are, we say it is 0, 0. The point of intersection is at origin and the coordinates of x coordinate and y coordinate is 0, 0. The origin has an order pair. Here it is 0, 0, not x, y. It is 0, 0. Next. The measure of angle between the coordinate axes. What is the angle between the two axes? when we do the x-axis and y-axis, what will be the angle between the two axes? How will you measure it? What is the magnitude of the angle? It is 90 degree. The magnitude between the measure of angle between the coordinate axis is 90 degree. Next, a point whose abscissa and ordinate are 2 and -5 lies in dash quadrant. So which quadrant you have plus, comma, minus? The point, the abscissa, that is x coordinate, and ordinate is the y coordinate, 2 comma -5 lie in the fourth quadrant. Very good. Next, the points -4, 0, 7, 0 lies on which axis? -4, 0, 7, 0 lies on x-axis or y-axis? Not in the quadrant. It is lie on x-axis because it is satisfying the condition x comma 0 minus x comma 0. Is it not? So don't say it is quadrant. Quadrant is a position when we draw like this. These are all quadrant. But this axis, x-axis and y-axis, having the order pair as x comma 0, 0 comma x. So here -4 comma 0, 7 comma 0 are lie on x-axis. Next, the ordinate of any point on x-axis is, ordinate means y coordinate. So the ordinate of any point on x-axis is always 0. The ordinate of any point on the x-axis is 0. The abscissa of any point on y-axis, the abscissa of any point on y-axis is also 0 because we represent point on the y-axis as y comma 0, point on the x-axis as x comma 0. The perpendicular distance of the point 4 comma 3 from x-axis. How will you locate the perpendicular distance? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. This is 4 comma 3. So the perpendicular distance from y-axis is x coordinate. Here the value of x coordinate is 4. So from x-axis it is not 3 units. Yes, it is 3. Perpendicular from x-axis, not from y-axis. From x-axis it is 3. From y-axis it is 4. Next, the perpendicular distance P7 comma 3 from y-axis is, the perpendicular distance of point P 7 comma 3 from y-axis is, what is the answer? From y-axis means it is x coordinate. Answer for the previous one is 3 units. Answer for the 9th question is 7 units. Okay. The distance of, here is the question. The distance of 4 comma 3 from the origin. What is the distance they are asking? Then since it is perpendicular to the x-axis, just see what working I am doing. They are asking what is the distance of the point from the origin, means you should apply Pythagoras. OB equals root of 4 square plus 3 square. It is root of 16 plus 9. It is root of 25. Answer is 5 units. This is the distance. Horizontal distance, vertical distance as x coordinate and y coordinate. But in this question they have given the distance of point P from the origin, means you should apply Pythagoras relation and mention its value as 5 units. Yes, remaining questions you can answer. Coming to the second worksheet, 11th question. The first main questions, first to 10 you can answer. I am just going through this 11th question. The point 0, 5 lies on 0, 5 lies on y-axis. If the point lies on y-axis, then its abscissa will be always 0. That is, the point on y-axis having the order pair 0, y. If the distance of the point minus 3, 5 from x-axis is 5 units. The point 5, 6 lies in the quadrant, first quadrant. The distance of the point from y-axis is called x-coordinate. From y-axis it is x-coordinate. From x-axis it is y-coordinate. The points 20, 30, 40 dash or lies along x-axis. The coordinates of point at origin are, same question here also repeated, it is 0, 0. A point both of whose coordinates of negative. To which quadrant you have negative, negative? It is in the third quadrant. The point P 4, 3 is at a distance of dash unit from y-axis. It is 4 units from y-axis. Is it clear? So now go through today's question, also the explanation, so that you can answer the worksheet. If you are not able to answer the worksheet, you will get the answers by tomorrow's class. And for the tomorrow's class, be ready with your graph book or graph sheet, so that we can easily plot the points along the Cartesian plane. If possible, get color pencils so that we can highlight the points on the order pairs along the Cartesian plane. Is it clear to you all? I hope that it is clear for you all. And few more questions, whatever be the question, the method of locating is same. I can input many number of problems. The only thing is you should have the concept of writing a order pair on the Cartesian plane. So try to solve both the worksheet. I'll discuss it again tomorrow, but tomorrow you should have your graph sheet or graph book. For the assignment, you have to paste the graph sheet along the sheet. Is it clear for you all? It's very simple and short chapter. If it is perfect, I will immediately move on to the next chapter after discussing the questions which is given in the worksheets. It's clear? Thank you, children. Bye-bye.